Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bashim, Yahushai, Bashim, Rakdash, the one is to Pastor GMS. So, teach us to you, I can push into word with truth and sincerely. Today, I'm going to go into a topic. Basically, I'm going to go into this article and a video that I'm going to show. Basically, saying that there was I'm going to read it. U.S. troops were told Iran were anointed by, Jesus to bring Armageddon. Watchdog says. It says Military Religious Freedom Foundation said it received a widespread complaints about Christian nationalist U.S. commanders. Now it says U.S. commanders from every arm of the military have told their units that the war on Iran is anointed by Jesus, which we know they ignorantly call Jesus, which the real name is Yahweh Shai, and will bring about his return to the earth as part of the Armageddon, resulting in the scores of complaints from serving members of the military. So, this is what they have said. Basically, just, these devils, they know, man. They know what's gonna come down the line. We're living in some beautiful, scary times, man. This is Romans 13:11. It says, and that knowing the time that is now it is a high time to wake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than we believed. And our salvation is nearer than we believe, man. All these things that are going upon the earth, the rumors of war, they're not rumors no more. Really, World War III is right there, man. Now I'm gonna play the video ahead.
America does not want to say.
Says it's been inundated with over 200 calls from members of the U.S. military regarding religious comments made by U.S. commanders about the war in Iran. The Military Religious Freedom Foundation says it's been inundated with over 200 calls from members of the U.S. military regarding religious comments made by U.S. commanders about the war in Iran. One combat unit commander reportedly said the war is, quote, part of God's divine plan, and that, quote, President Trump has been anointed by Jesus to light the signal fire in Iran to cause Armageddon and mark his return to earth, unquote. The military religious...
See, it says report U.S. commander told troops Trump has been anointed by to wage war on Iran. Basically going into, they know that, this war could lead the line to the return of Yahweh Shai. These devils been watching. These devils know. These devils read the scriptures. They know what's out there, man. Now I'm gonna get Joel 2 and select, not 2. It's Joel 2, select. Joel 3 and 2. I will also gather all the nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. These nations, America, and these other nations, they're going to be at war. They're going to fight one against another. In that middle of that war, they're going to see the return of Yahweh Shai. Because every eye is going to see. They're going to see him, and they're going to forget about fighting each other, and they're going to get together and try to fight against Yahweh Shai, against the Most High, man, against his son. And Esau could try to do, because, this war, I've been hearing that they basically started to to distract from the Epstein files that have been going out, because they were going heavy on that. They were exposing and everything, and I don't know where this hit, man. Iran and America was doing a treaty with Iran, peace treaty and all that. In the middle of that, they strike. America and Israel strike Iran, which is you can never trust a devil, man. Esau has broken all his treaties. But they're trying to escape from what's really going, because they were being exposed, man. All them files, all them videos, all that, man. Now you don't really see much about it. Everyone's focused on this war. But all this is going to lead to World War III. And we know the return of Yahushua, the MOTB needs to be mandatory too, which the MOTB is already out, but it's not fully mandatory. But all these prophecies, they're all lining up. They're all, being fulfilled. Yeah, and Esau is doing this, but you don't want to see. You do not want to see the return of who you ignorantly call Jesus. His real name is Yahushua. You do not want to see the return of Yahushua. Yahushua, when he returns, he's not going to come back. You know how he did back then. Back then he was preaching the gospel. He was peace. There wasn't a time back then. It was spreading the word of Yahweh, man. Spreading out the gospel. Telling the sinners to repent. And spreading out the message. But this time, when he returns, it said that, Scripture says that he cometh not but to bring peace, but with a sword. So the Lord's not coming back to set peace on the earth. He's coming back to set destruction for all the wickedness on the earth. Now I'm gonna get 2nd Esdras 13. 2nd Esdras 13, and I'm going to start at 29. It says, Behold, 2nd Esdras 13 and 29. Behold, the days come when the Most High will begin to deliver them that are upon the earth. And he shall come to the astonishment of them that dwell on the earth. And one shall undertake to fight against another, one city against another, one place against another, one people against another, and one realm against another. And the time shall be when these things shall come to pass, and the signs shall happen which I showed thee before. And then shall my son be declared, whom thou sawest as a man ascending. And when all the people shall hear his voice, every man shall in their own land leave the battle, and leave the battle they have one against another. And an innumerable multitude shall be gathered together as thou sawest them, willing to come and to overcome him by fighting. So they're going to try to fight against, they're going to be in the middle of a war against each other. And then when they see the return of Yahushua, it says when they see him ascending, then they're gonna be like, oh shit, like, you know, they get all together and try to fight against the Lord, man. They really think that they're really gonna be able to fight against Yahweh's son, which is Yahweh Shai. You know, and Yahweh Shai, when he returns, he's coming back with his chariots. He's coming back with his angels. This is why you do not want the return of Yahweh Shai. You know, we want the Lord to return. We're patiently waiting for Yahweh Shai to return. Yeah, it comes. It's gonna be scary, but we know what that means. We know that it's gonna mean the kingdom of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai to be established, and all wickedness is gonna be cut off from the face of the earth. And the next kingdom, his kingdom, is gonna be ruled in righteousness. You know, no more wickedness, no more mourning, no more sins, no more death, no more wars, none of that, man. Especially what we see now in the wickedness that's throughout the whole world. But this is a prophecy that's gonna come to pass, and they know it. Why would he say that? Why would they say that to troops? You know, Esau knows, man. They throw it right in your face. Now I'm gonna get let me see real quick. Second address. Let me go right here. Slovakia. This is going to be Revelations 17 and 14. This is Revelation 17 and 14. It says, These shall these shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them, the Lamb being Yahweh Shai, for he is the Lord of lords and King of kings, and they that are with him are called and chosen and faithful. You know, they're going to try to make war with the Lamb, which is Yahweh Shai, man. They're really going to try to fight against Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. That shows you that pride, man. You know, the Lord, they really don't got a chance, man. But they're going to try, and they're going to fail. No, this is Isaiah 47 and 3. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. You know, hey, when you see the return of Yahushai, it said that I will not meet thee as a man. The Lord is coming back in his glory. The Lord is coming back with his angels. It says, hey, his army is mighty and big. You know, his chariots are even thousands of angels. One angel could do so much damage. Now we go to Isaiah 66 and start down on 15. It says, For behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury, and his rebuke of flames of fire. For by fire and by a sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many. So, you know, this is the return of Yahushai, of you who ignorantly call Jesus. This is the return of Yahushai. He will not come back to set peace on the earth. but with a sword. He will not meet thee as a man, coming back in his glory with his chariots, his angels. It said he will come with fire and with his chariots like a whirlwind to render his anger. And he said, for by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and slain the Lord shall be many. The Lord is coming back to set destruction upon the face of the earth, to destroy all wickedness. So those that are in the military and are going to get caught up in the middle of that, ain't going to be no survivors. There's a big judgment day coming, and they know it. That's why they said it. This is all leading to it. You know, and Trump is all nervous now, man. There's a video where his shoulders were down. You know, his smile was gone. He's all nervous, and just because these devils know, they know if this comes to pass, this prophecy be fulfilled, that means the return of Yahweh Shai, the kingdom of Yahweh Bashim Shai. And they know the judgment that's about to take place for them. All the wickedness they have done, they're going to have to pay for that, man. And the Lord has seen that through many years of all their wickedness. And Yahweh Shai is ready, man. He's ready to come back and restore order upon the face of the earth, and to be ruled in righteousness. Now I'm going to get Matthew's 13 and 17. It says, for verily I say unto you, that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which ye see, and not seen them, and to hear those things which ye hear, and have not heard them. Many of the prophets back then have desired to see the things that we see, and they were hearing, man. They was ready back then, but the Lord said it wasn't time. These prophecies had to take place. And they didn't know how long it was going to take, you know, but they was ready back then. And now we're seeing it. We're seeing it and we're hearing it. You know, like I always say, we're living in some scary, beautiful times, man. They don't want to see the return of the Lord, because it's going to mean destruction. A lot of bloodshed. Because the Lord is coming back to set order on the earth, to judge the earth for all the wickedness, and to establish his kingdom. That's what we want. That's what the saints are patiently waiting for. You know? Yeah, we're going to get tried with this and that, but Lord willing, we're the men. Hey, the Lord is coming back to save his elect. The Lord is going to protect his servants that have been faithfully and following the statutes, commandments, pushing out this word, doing their, videos, going out there in the highways and edges, prophesying. The Lord is going to protect the men, man. So we desire these things, man. We patiently waiting for the Lord to return. This is Isaiah 55 and 11. Isaiah 55 and 11. So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please. It shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it. The words of the Lord are going to come to pass. All these prophecies are being fulfilled, and there's more that are going to be fulfilled, man. The Lord's words are not going to come back void. So for this man, to say that speech in front of a lot of troops, they know. They know what's to come. You know, them elites, they know what's about to take place. They know the prophecies, man. And now they're saying it right in front of you. And the whole world. They know if they take this World War III, it's going to lead to the return of Yahushua. And they're telling you right in front of your face. They watch too. They've been watching. They watch the apostles, you know, they watch the videos. But they're also nervous because they know the judgment that's going to come to them. For all their wickedness, for touching the children of the Lord and having them in captivity. Because they touched the apple of the Lord's eye. They got to repay for that. That recompense. So, you know, with that, hopefully this video was edifying. Give all praise and glory to Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahushua Ba'Hashem HaKadosh, the one is the Apostle JMS. Salutations to you. I can push this word with truth and sincerely. Till next time, Shalom.